Hi everybody, my name is B Meadows. I'm 15 years old and I'm Australian.
So my name is Mujahid Zafar.
Hello everyone, my name is Alfred. I live in Red Hill, the east-west side of Singapore.
This is my sign name, Mujahid.
My name is Imra Sani and I live in Cape Town, South Africa.
I live in St. Paul, Minnesota. That's in the United States.
I currently live in Denmark and I've lived here since I was 8 years old, and I attend the International School of Billund, which is a very diverse IB school with many nationalities.
I go to Metro Deaf School. That's a deaf school in Minnesota. We actually have one other deaf school in the state, but that's a state school. And Metro Deaf School MDS is a charter school.
I go to school here in Cape Town, South Africa, at Parklands College.
I study at Gan Sing School, which is also located at the east-west side of Singapore. I have been in the school for 3 years since 2020 and doing my third year now. The students there are from 12 to 16 years old.
I've been about the school. I've been here for about almost 10 years. And I've been here since second grade. This will be my last year. Before that, I homeschooled.
Currently, I'm in grade 11. However, I have been at the school since I was in grade 1, when I was 6 years old.
The age range at my school is from 3 to 16 years old, and I'm more than halfway through my last year.
For Monday, my school will normally start at 9:10 a.m. and I will end school at around 4:40 p.m. As for Tuesday to Thursday, I will start school at 8:10 a.m. and will end school around 4:10 p.m.
A school day for me starts at 7:55 and ends at either 2:30 or 3:25 depending on the day. We all eat lunch together in the canteen.
And school here starts at 8:30, ends at 3:15. But I actually don't start school. I arrive here at 11:30. Because I don't have that many classes right now. So this is my last semester. I've met most of my goals. Almost done. I actually only have one class here at MDS. That'll be my 7th period class. And then I have a local college that I take 2 other classes at. So I just come here, hang out with my friends, eat lunch, study, have 7th period.
At Parklands College, schooling is offered from as young as 3 months old all the way up to matric. Our schooling hours are fairly normal, from 7:50 in the morning to 2:30 in the afternoon, excluding co-curriculars. So after school, there's offered sport, other things such as robotics, which is technology related, as well as creative kind of subjects.
Another thing that may be different in my school than other schools worldwide is we call our teachers by their first names.
My favorite thing to do in school is recess. Recess is a time where we bond with our classmates and have lunch with them and take a 30-minute break from all classes. I also like physical education lessons such as PE lessons, where the whole class will play some sports such as volleyball, basketball, badminton, and netball, etc.
My favorite activities to do at school are my design and science classes. I feel the most active, creative, and engaged in these classes, as I have a high interest in these topics. It's very joyful and meaningful to me. I also find that the tasks are very hands-on and interactive. Of course, I also love socializing with my friends, and not only from my class but also the other year levels. Since my school has 600 people in total, in a small town, the community is very close. Throughout the years, there have been multiple clubs that I have participated in.
At the school, I love everything, but especially the learning. I love learning about anything that we've been taught, whether it's bio, physics, or even art. I also enjoy public speaking and debating. It's one of my favorite things to do at school.
Something that I'm motivated about. Well, my hobby would be basketball. I love basketball, but something I'm actually really motivated about would be social justice. But also related to that, conservation. that's something I'm motivated about. I actually went to a youth program this past summer. We got to do a lot of work related to conservation, and that's a point in time I realized I was very interested in environmentalism.
I'm very privileged to be in a position where my school talks about a large range of topics, such as the UN Sustainable Development Goals, rights, cultures, identities, and being a global citizen. I find this extremely beneficial to become a better citizen and gain a wider perspective on the world. Our school's mission and vision is putting play at the heart of learning and focuses on playful activities.
Play has helped me learn how to work with many different types of people. It's helped me to be more patient or try to connect with them. For example, I have some friends from superhero me with autism, and I have to be patient because they communicate differently.
I've engaged in a lot of service activities throughout my whole life. However, this year is the first time that I've been elected as a leader of a service portfolio. This has granted me the opportunity to be exposed to a lot more service activities. One of which being a cupcake decorating that our school hosted, and we went to go take it to an old age home. When we got to the old age home, the people there were so accommodating, but you would never know that they were struggling for their whole life. So many of those people we talked to and we listened to and we heard their life stories. And just doing that, just by giving them a cupcake and letting them feel welcome and maybe making their day, it helped me give perspective on life in general, how we should value it and treasure it and not take it for granted, how to live in the present and not worry about the past or the future, to not regret. It really gave me perspective on life and how living life to the fullest, but also being cautious, is very, very important. Standing up for yourself or others is definitely not easy. However, there are a few times that I can remember when I have, and one of those times is when I've let go of toxic friends. Toxic friends have a very negative impact in your life. They are not good for you and they make you feel bad. When I realized this, I finally noticed that I needed to leave this kind of relationship. And that's when I stood up for myself. This was important to me because I knew that I would no longer be so upset in this kind of environment, and I wouldn't surround myself with people who were constantly negative or unsupportive. This kind of environment I stepped away from, and by doing so, I stood up for myself and what I knew was right.
I believe that when I work hard, not long after I can see success. For example, I failed my previous math test recently, so I told myself to study hard and do more math worksheets so that I can memorize the formulas and the method to solve equations. This led me to passing my math test paper and did well. Hard work also gets us more disciplined and focused on the goals we want to achieve.
Part of our IB curriculum is to participate in service activities. This was a very joyful task for me, as I love seeing that I can make a difference. A project that really sticks out to me is when my friend and I were determined to raise money for a school in Tanzania. So we organized a sponsored run. We were able to raise a month's worth of wages for a teacher, and I think that would be very good to encourage more student-led projects to improve the local and school community with cross-collaboration between year levels, as our school is very supportive of student initiative.
Something that's really hard to recognize is change. Sometimes you have these set of goals that you set and they're just not met. You want to change something, but it's just hard. I feel like especially in social justice, there's things you want to change, but they don't change. And then it feels like they never change, but you continue to be involved in that fight. But there are things that are also easy to recognize. Like small changes, it's not so easy. But with changes that are pretty obvious, One time, last year fall, I actually went to a movie theater that's local to my area, and I requested that they had open captions put on the screen. And they were really nice about it, and everything worked out. So I had people from my community, the deaf hard of hearing community, come, and it was a full theater. After that, they said they would change the policy. So they actually changed the policy. So whenever a movie would come out, the Sunday afterwards, they would put show the movie in open captions. That's a change that I feel really good about. And I couldn't do that without the support of my community. That advocating for myself, asking for that accessibility, that's something I learned from my community.
I wish to be continued being inspired by my community to lead a change wherever I end up.